back home. I did it. I did the morning drop off. I ran meditation in my littlest kid's classroom this morning. Fitzy and I do that sometimes. And Fitzy's been talking about it, and now, yeah, the teachers have cottoned onto it. So we did it, and it worked for a few minutes. It did good. Not everybody joined in, but everybody was quiet and respectful. Anyway, you don't need to hear about my child's prep class. Let's talk about my day. Let's resume the position. I think I need to put you down for this. Hang on. In my TBR card. This is quite fitting because we need to talk TBR. I originally had dyschronia on my TBR for the prompt about sitting in the same place to read a book. But I have a sand archive out from the library and it needs to go back. In fact, it's overdue. It's due today, I think. And I was supposed to read it over the weekend and it just never happened. So I'm going to replace dyschronia with a sand archive, though I do need to get this read for the Miles Franklin shortlist. But I picked this up this morning and I read 100 pages. So this is about a young writer. He's the narrator and he is interested in the Great Ocean Road, which is a stretch of road that runs along the Victorian coastline, which is just so beautiful. I've driven it and was just inspired by the whole journey. It was gorgeous. Anyway, this young writer discovers a guy called F.B. Herschel who did some research on this in maybe the 60s, I think, and did research on where the road was built. And the road there used to be sinkholes in it, and it takes a lot of maintenance, that road, because it's built on sand. It's built on that sort of coastline, right? So this F.B. Herschel is interested in in sand and the movement of sand and how to fortify the road, really. But it's not dry. This is absolutely beautiful. And I showed you, I think there'll be a few clips earlier that I couldn't talk because it was dark and everyone was asleep. But these passages in the book that are just really fulfilling me. They're gorgeous. The writing is very, very poetic. It's wordy, but that's okay. I'm okay with that right now. Right now he's in France and he's doing research on this certain type of grass, but it's talked about a little love affair he's got going on. It's really beautiful. So it's following this F.B. Herschel guy. I'm enjoying this a lot. I think this would be, out of all of the long lists that I've read so far, and I've read 3. Yeah, I've read 3. This is the most enjoyable read for me so far. So that's really exciting. That's super exciting. So anyway, that's my little TBR swap. Hope that's okay. If I can get to this as well, that's being really bloody ambitious, but if I can get to that, that'd be good. Okay, I'll take you out of my TBR card now. So right now it's maybe 10 o'clock. Yeah. I have to go to a meeting and I have to get some work done before that meeting. So I've probably got maybe a couple of hours where I can sort of punch out some reading. So I'd like to read to halfway. I'm sort of 50 pages off that. So that's what I would like to achieve today with this book. And then I'm in a buddy read with the next Miles Franklin long list. So I've got 3 more on the long list to read, and this is the next one. I'm in a buddy read with Jacqueline from 6 Minutes for Me and Julia from Julia's Book Time. We're going through the shortlist and it's so much fun. So I just want to make sure I stay on top of that so I can check in with them. So I would like to read at least the first part today, maybe the first 2 parts, and that's only 70 pages. So yeah, these are my plans. Okay, first I have to hang out the washing. Reading time. I'm ready to go. So just need to get to the yellow line, which is another 50 pages. So we'll see. Let's talk about big words in books, shall we? I don't have a very good vocabulary. I don't think. No. I definitely don't. And when I read big words, sometimes I look them up, but most of the time I just kind of pretend I know and look at the context, and then it kind of works for me, and then I can, if I think about the word again, then I'll investigate it more. Anyway, this book is full of big words I don't know, and I think that I'm missing out on some really cool, I don't know, symbolism is the wrong word, I don't know, some really cool links between different storylines, because I'm not completely across what the hell he's trying to say to me. I don't know if that's true or not. I just feel like it's smarter than I am. And that's okay. But I should be more proactive about actually, finding out what these words mean. I'm trying to find an example for you. I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazingly written. I mean, here's one. The atmosphere out on the streets below was unavoidably charged. The festive, strident air could be felt almost physically through the window glass. I mean, I like that. It's not like it was really tense outside. People are protesting. So, yeah, I like that. But there are other lines that I'm like, what the hell? There's lots of references to classic authors and classic literature that I'm not across at all. Perhaps those references are links that I probably need to know to really get to the depths of this book. I don't know if I feel like I'm missing out. I'm just aware. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, there's just another thought that I just wanted to blurt out to someone. Otherwise, I would have just had to talk to myself. Okay, I didn't get it done. I got to 240 pages though. So 10 just short of where I wanted to be. That's okay. I gotta go to this meeting now. In the farmland now. Isn't it beautiful? It just goes on forever. So pretty. Not a cloud in the sky either. Ugh, what a gorgeous day. I'm kind of lost, so I need to concentrate. Hey, I made it back from my trip. Watching Doris's latest vlog. And one of the days she was talking about how she doesn't like to schedule more than a couple of things a day, and one of her days was really choppy, and I was like driving back thinking, I'm having a day like Doris had. But that's okay, I'm home now. I've got to do work tonight, but I'm not getting the kids, and Denny's taking them to do some jobs and things after school, so I've probably got a little window. I might make myself a cuppa and then sit down and get that 10 pages that I didn't get read, and then I'll check in with you. Just for full disclosure, being completely transparent, I just ate all of the food, including chocolate, and I watched Matthew Sharappa's vlog and Renee's vlog. He's a lovely Australian booktuber. Follow him. His vlogs are great. He's got the most beautiful house with all these gorgeous plants. I can only dream. Anyway, I haven't read anything. So now I'm going to do that. Because my belly's full and I can't get off the couch. I got to do this before the kids get home. Right, I'm getting serious. Bye. Right, just full disclosure, being transparent. I got a Voxer message from my buddy, Julia. And we're talking about not even the book I'm reading. One of the ones coming up and the one we just finished. So, I mean, I had to stop and listen to that, right? So now I'm going to read. Okay, now I'm going to read. Here's a word. What the hell does bifurcation mean? I need to look it up. I can't work that one out, and I think it might be important. But probably, if it means something crappy, then I'm going to be annoyed. So where did he say that? The truth was a bifurcated thing. So the truth forked into two branches. He already understood that this bifurcation was the very territory where the connection between himself and Mathilde lay. These words aren't scaring me, and they normally would. But they're not. The fact that I have to slowly read this book is a real breath of fresh air, actually. Yeah, I'm going to say that for sure. You can't speed through this guy. You've got to take in each line. And normally I would find that labouring and pain in the butt, but not this time. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm only halfway through. Let me see if I'm still enjoying it by the end, huh? Anyway, I'm going to read now and stop talking. Okay, so I got halfway through this. And I do need a break from it. It's really heavy. It's really heavy. It ended in a well-written sex scene, which I haven't had one of those in a while. Anyway, I mean the writing. Come on. One thing I keep thinking about, because this is on the Miles Franklin Award shortlist, is I was just speaking to my buddies about it, I think the criteria is something like, a snapshot of Australian life or something to do with like showing, really championing different parts of the Australian culture. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I've spent most of my time in this book in France, in Paris. And he went over there on a research trip. But yeah, I kind of am really a lot more interested in the sand and how he's going to fortify the road, like the boring stuff. I don't need the sex scenes, people. I need to know about the sand and the grass that he's going to plant and all that sort of thing. So I understand that you can't badly review a book because of what you want the book to be. You've got to kind of take it in and just, So I wish this book to be about the nature, and instead it's about, this guy's life when he goes to France. So I understand I've got to kind of step back and take the book for what it is, not what I wish it to be. But at the same time, I can't help but being a little bit disappointed because it started out really promising, talking about all that stuff and the books he was reading and the writings this F.B. Herschel had done. Yeah, I kind of missed that stuff. I'm still enjoying it. It's just not knocking my socks off. So anyway, I'm going to put this down for a second, and then I'm going to pick up A Stolen Season by Rodney Hall. I've got my little mark. I want to read the first 2 parts today and check in with my buddies. So that's my aim. 70 something pages. So right, that's what I'm going to do. Once we are bound to our brothers by a common goal that is outside us, then we can breathe. Experience teaches us that to love is not to gaze at one another, but to gaze together in the same direction. Oh! Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay, first line. A mud brick tower stands in ancient Samara, a city known to Alexander the Great. Just if you can hear the piano going in the background, Paddy's trying to learn to play For Elise by Beethoven. Just a small task. He's getting very frustrated. I just finished part 1 of this. I need to go and do the fire. It was from the perspective of a man who got really, really badly injured in the Iraqi conflict. An Australian man, and how he's had to, his face is unrecognisable. He's in this contraption because he's lost limbs. Like, really full on. But also it's from the perspective of his carer as well, who's his wife, but they weren't getting along that well. I don't know where I was up to. Oh yeah, I think I was talking about the perspective of the carer of this soldier who's really injured. There was a moment when she saw him for the first time, and it was he was talking about what it was like to see him for the first time, which was really sad. And then another great passage about, how she's stuck now, and his injuries will always, you know, out-trump what she feels. He has the power. Anyway, interesting perspectives. The writing style is very different. It's very short and sharp and choppy, which is very different to a Sand Archive, which is just full of flowery words, but I think it's okay. We will see. I gotta go and start the fire. It's getting cold, so I'll go and do a few jobs. And hopefully I'll get to the second part a bit later on. When you start a business, you just work when you can. So my lovely friend who I started our business with, she has another job and we work at night, so it's now 10:30 at night and we've sort of caught up on what we needed to do. So no reading's been done and none's going to get done. I don't know why I say that in the afternoon knowing that that's going to happen. Anyway, everybody's asleep. So now I need to get some sleep. But I will talk to you in the morning and I'll get some good reading in tomorrow.